Well, let's talk about the Celebrity Apex. Is there enough to keep you busy for a week cruising on the Celebrity Apex? We should talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Well, welcome back to the channel. I'm Terry with Next Wave Cruising.
And I'm Rich with Next Wave Cruising.
We are here on Celebrity's newest ship, the Celebrity Apex, for our second sailing.
Yes.
And we just got a taste of the Celebrity Apex the last time we were here. We were in AquaClass at that time, and so we experienced the restaurant Blue, special to the AquaClass, and a few of the other venues around the ship for breakfast and lunch, but we hadn't had a full week experience. And now here we are, a short time later, back on the Apex, and kind of midway through the week, not quite to the end of our cruise, but we thought it might be a nice time to talk a little bit about our experiences on the Celebrity Apex when we have a week-long cruise to sort of kick back and enjoy everything that this ship has to offer.
And it does have a lot to offer, I'll tell you.
Yes, so we've had some good things. I think in this episode we'll talk to you a little bit about some of our other food adventures, what we've been able to try, and how we've spent some time on the ship. We had some port days as well. We'll hold that for another video. But on the ship, I think, you know, it's been another interesting experience that we'd like to share with you. So we'll talk about that a little bit, and we have some video to complement and show people what it looks like and what the ambiance and decor is like here on the Celebrity Apex, which is somewhat different than most of the cruise ships that we have an opportunity to cruise on in a nice way.
And I think on our last little short video that we posted up about being on the Apex for 2 days, I was very astonished by how different that this cruise ship is from other ones. And now after spending a whole week on it, and I've really been able to, you know, experience those different areas a little bit more instead of just rushing through them all. It's really an amazing ship with some amazing different areas and venues that you can go to that are a little bit off, a little bit different than what you might find on a standard cruise ship.
Absolutely. Now, because we were in Blue the last time for AquaClass, we did not experience the complimentary main dining room.
Right.
So maybe we can start there. One of the things that is quite attractive to me about the Celebrity Apex is that there is not one main dining room with a single decor and a huge cavernous location on the ship. They've taken this in a different direction, and to me it feels like you're in a semi-specialty restaurant every time you go to a meal at a main dining room, of which there are 4. And we've got to most of them so far.
That's exactly what it felt like to me, that each one is a little bit smaller. They have their own decor, they have their own menus, they still have the classic celebrity menus that you can choose from, but they also have their own little twist. And whether it be Cypress or tonight we're going to be going to Normandie.
And we've been to the Tuscan restaurant, and we've been to the Cosmopolitan. Those are the 4 main dining rooms. And as you said, because they're not trying to be all things at the same time, even decor-wise, each has a very distinctive and very artful look. And you feel like you're in a special place. Each one is done really, really well. We started out in Cypress, and that was our first night on this cruise, and it was delightful. There are 3 parts to the menu, and it holds in Cypress as well as in the other 3 dining rooms. There is a portion of the menu that is consistent every night that is a specialty related to that restaurant. So for Cypress, it's Mediterranean themed. And then, as you indicated, there's also a standard section of the menu that you can get in any Celebrity Apex dining room. So there is some nice chicken, there's a nice steak, there's some standard items, and similarly on the starters, the shrimp cocktails and maybe the French onion soup and some things like that. Doesn't matter where you go, you can always drop back and grab one of those standards, and they're quite good. That's not a consolation meal. They're really quite good. And then every evening, Celebrity is rotating menu items, and they'll bring it to all 4 dining rooms, and so you have a choice of what's special for the night, what's special for that restaurant, or some classics.
Or the classics.
And so we've had lots of choice, and when we went into the Cypress restaurant, we dabbled across those 3 menus, and everything we had, we were kind of raving about. We're like, wow, is this a main dining room?
Exactly.
This was a treat.
Yeah,
it was really a treat.
They really treated it as though it was a specialty dining experience, and it really was.
Right. When we got to Tuscan, there was more of an Italian flair to some of the meals and the starters that were on the Tuscan side of the menu.
Right.
And then again, Celebrity was rotating in some things across all dining rooms that night, and the starters and regular classics were there as well. We had a terrific meal, and I think we really enjoyed the decor and the look and feel of Tuscan.
Yes,
Didn't you?
yeah, I did, and I also, those are really great places to try some foods that maybe you haven't tried before, and maybe you were afraid to order at a restaurant. And I know myself, I tried some escargot that I've never had before, and I said, wow, I've really been missing out. So it's a nice thing to try different things, and being able to go to these different main dining specialty type restaurants, you have a little bit more opportunity to do that.
Right. The third one that we've tried so far is Cosmopolitan, and that is a really upscale, it looks like almost a city restaurant. And if you were in some nice city somewhere internationally, you would walk into Cosmopolitan and think, oh, I have a nice evening ahead.
Right.
We may take that one for granted a little bit because it's also open for breakfast every day.
Right.
So we have other times and reasons to go into Cosmopolitan. And last night was the first night we had dinner there. Well, you know, we've talked a lot about the main dining rooms this week on the Apex. There's a lot more to the dining experience, and we've had a chance to check out many of the specialty dining venues as well. We haven't gotten to all of them. We still have one more to go tonight and one that we didn't book in, but there are a bunch that we did visit this week, and they have been unique, different, and we can talk about whether we would recommend going there again.
Yeah.
The very first one that we tried specialty restaurant-wise was the Rooftop Garden Grill up on deck 15, and it is just alive with live plants and lots of seating, and then this beautiful grill just sort of opens up with outdoor dining.
It's amazing. It's on the rooftop like it says it is, and it's in a beautiful garden area, and they're cooking fantastic barbecue and grilled
grilled
steaks
items.
and it's just and it's a small venue too. It's not a very large restaurant.
No.
You know, there's not a lot of tables there, so you know, make your reservations if you want to get out there, and it is well worth doing.
It was dinner under the stars, basically, right?
It really was.
Beautiful fresh air, and with the open grill you can watch them doing the cooking, and everything of course fresh made to order, but that whole ambiance and decor of an outdoor grill, I think, gave them also the opportunity to really flex with that menu.
Right.
It's not a traditional inside menu. It is, as you said, a lot of barbecue, the sides that go with barbecue. You could get wings, which you really enjoyed as a starter.
The wings were fantastic. Yep.
And everything we had just really seemed to fit that outdoor scene.
Right.
Even down to the desserts, which looked like a s'more type of a cookie with the marshmallow and some chocolate and
well thought out.
Well thought out and really tasty and different, a little bit different. So that was one of the specialty dining that we were really looking forward to trying. I'm really glad we were able to add that into our schedule.
We saw that, we were just, we're going
there. So that was great. Now the next one we tried was actually a repeat of the concept for us, but the first time on Celebrity Apex, and that was going to Petit Chef. And here it is hosted in Le Bistro, which is a French-oriented specialty dining restaurant that is just off of the main plaza.
Right, which had me worried a little bit because I was wondering, because we're right over the Martini Bar, and of course they have fantastic shows going on.
Music all the time.
Oh, it's all, and I wonder how this is going to work. And as it turned out, it was not an issue whatsoever. So if you do that, the La Petite Chef on the Apex, don't worry, it comes out great.
It was really nice. They do have kind of doors that full length, floor to ceiling windows or doors that kind of accordion back during the day and make the venue look very open. But They do close those off. They're not airtight by any means, so
No.
we could still hear the band or the DJ playing downstairs in the atrium when we first were seated.
Right.
But as you may know, if you're familiar with Le Petit Chef, it is a very engaging and event-oriented dinner. There is projection in the ceiling of the restaurant, and over every plate and across every table, there's animation projected down, and the voices and the sounds of the little vignettes that are being shown to you
Right.
before your meal is delivered are really all engrossing. And
Right.
so you really tune into that. The sound balance is fine,
Right.
that you
It
can
is.
hear everything articulated the way you might want to, and the way that it is when we experienced it on actually an older ship where cuisine as a restaurant is sort of up on its own level
It was
and
a
all
dedicated
wrapped
room,
around
yes.
and kind of separated with curtains and walls, and so that one certainly didn't have any kind of bleed through of sound.
No.
So we were concerned, but then happily surprised that
then
we really enjoyed Le Petit
There was
Chef
no
here.
issue whatsoever. That it was, again, it was well thought out, and everything worked out great.
The vignettes are great. We'll try to intersperse maybe a few highlights of that as we put our video together. This was one of several menus for Le Petit Chef with the animation that are available on Celebrity Cruises. The one that we participated in again, but I'm happy to do it again, was one that really takes you through the 4 seasons of spring, summer, fall, and winter. And you get involved with the chef and his family during
Right.
the course of those seasons, and your meal parallels the progression of those seasons.
It's amazing, and that's another thing, is that the meal that they bring you after the little chef makes everything is fantastic. It's just a wonderful meal.
Right, so the chefs on board are doing a phenomenal job, as
Right.
well as the animators did when they put the production together.
Right.
Oh! Bonjour. Here you go. For me? Voilà. Merci. Bravo. Merci. Merci. I've got an idea. Some delicious fresh spinach. High five. Woo-hoo.
It's going to be tough. All right, get it.
Oh no. Do you like this with the vanilla? Oh, he loves it. You, merci. De rien.
C'est le menu? Yeah. They have to after this wasn't one.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. It's just like the movie. Thank you very much. So that was a lot of fun. The service level was very high. One of our party did a wine pairing and really enjoyed the wine pairing as part of that meal experience.
Right.
And so that goes over very well. Definitely one that we would recommend on any ship that offers it, but certainly try it out here on the Apex. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a fun evening. It really is.
Right. Now we still have one more dinner to go from a specialty restaurant point of view, and that's in Eden. So I'll have to do a postscript and report out on Eden from a restaurant perspective.
We'll add that to the video.
But today we did slip in one extra so far, and that was lunch.
Yes.
Lunch at Raw on 5. I think you were waiting the entire week.
I really wanted to do Raw on 5, and I am probably pretty much the only one that in our group here that likes sushi. However, not to worry, they have other selections that really can appeal to anybody on board. So
that's right, including me.
Including you.
I like my fish cooked.
Yes.
And my chicken.
Yep,
I like to have chicken. And so I had some
your dumplings.
The dumplings, the chicken and ginger dumplings as a starter were terrific, and it was a chicken meal for me. I had chicken teriyaki with broccoli and rice, and again, I think I was saying to you when we were in the restaurant, sometimes teriyaki to me is just overdone or just too much is put into the meal. And here it was just with a light touch. It was very tasty, but it didn't overwhelm the vegetables, the rice, or the chicken. So I really appreciated how it was prepared, and that meat just fell off the bone from that chicken.
Off the bone. Yep.
And it was as good as it looked. That's how well it was, when I tasted it. So
another winner chicken dinner.
I guess for me. So although it's Raw on 5 and I didn't do anything raw, I had a good lunch. I'm glad I ended up signing up to go with you.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to at first because I thought it was all sushi, and that wouldn't have been for me. Now, you tried some different things. Your starter and your lunch look very different than mine.
Well, I had, a traditional starter of steamed mussels, which I love. And these were the biggest mussels that I've ever seen. And they were...
I don't know.
They were working out. Those guys were pumping iron down there before they were caught. But so that was excellent.
And it was a generous portion, not just that each one was large, but that was quite a bowl full of mussels.
And it was, very, Raw on 5 is a la carte restaurant, so you pay per item that you choose to order, and I thought it was a very good value. I would have a hard time getting that on land for that price, a very hard time. So that
you
was
weren't
good.
even done. That was just your starter.
That was just a starter, and then I got what they call a sunset roll. I think it was.
That's it.
And that when they brought it over, the people at the next table said, "Is that one order?" And yes, that's it was. Again, they gave you so much on that plate that was amazing, and that was also very good. And for the price. You can't do it on land, so you may as well enjoy it.
Right. They also have specialty drinks and cocktails using sake and putting a unique twist on things. And the service level there was very good, very entertaining folks that were waiting on us and engaging with us while we had our lunch. So it's open on sea days for lunch, we enjoyed it, and it's open in the evenings for dinner.
And then when they bring it for dinner, they also bring the magic carpet down. And
to level 5,
to level
deck
5, and you might even be able to get a chance to, have dinner outside again on the magic carpet and enjoy Raw on 5.
So that was really great. I think the only specialty restaurant we didn't have on our card for this week is the steakhouse.
Right.
And that's partly because we knew between the Rooftop Garden Grill and some of the main dining as well as other specialty dining restaurants, we could access some of the finest steaks on the ship anyway.
Right.
So for us it was heading toward variety rather than maybe a tried and true, but a really elegant steak restaurant, and I think that people seem to enjoy it quite a lot.
If we were here longer, we would have definitely come here. But we wanted to try all of the main dining rooms, all 4 of the fantastic main dining rooms, which almost act like a specialty dining venue. And so we wanted to try all of those, and then we wanted to fit it in with some of the other venues that you can't find on another ship, like the Eden. You're only going to find that on an Edge class ship, so we're definitely going to be going there tonight.
Well, our video on the food for the Apex won't be complete without circling back and summarizing that final dinner that we enjoyed at Eden, the restaurant, which is down on deck 4, really below the bar area and all of that lounge space that's part of Eden. We may have saved the best for last.
Oh, this place was incredible, and because it was right down below the bar area, you can still get the music that was coming over from upstairs down in. It wasn't very loud, but it was very pleasant. They had a nice guitar player up there.
Wasn't he excellent?
Oh, he was
just
really
so
very
nice.
good. Yep. And our seats couldn't have been better because we were sitting right out next to the windows, and you can just see the trail of the ship going through the ocean. And it was sunset. It was just, what a wonderful evening that turned out to be.
Right. Well, that setting, as you said, because we were down on deck 4, we were very close to the water line, relative to where you would be if you were up on your stateroom balcony.
Right.
So we're down low at the very aft of the ship with multi-story wall of windows looking out at the wake of the ship and of that sunset you described. And then when we turned and looked inside, it's an open kitchen.
Right.
So we could see all of the things going on, all of the different stations, where the chefs were preparing, where things were being plated, and just all of the effort that went into preparing what wasn't just tasty, but very artful cuisine.
Oh, it
the
really
presentation was like yet another cut above, even maybe beyond most of the specialty
Oh,
restaurants.
it really was. And they had one guy, all his job was to stir a pot.
The back, please, the back.
That's all he did. It was amazing.
He was there for a long time. I think he was making you mulligatawny soup. I think it was for you.
That could have been it, because I saw that on the menu and I said, oh, I've got to try that. But
How did you like it?
It was really very good. I would definitely order that again. I liked it.
You never had it before, did you?
I didn't. And I've never seen it on a menu before. So I said, oh, I really want to try this and see what it's like. Probably going back to the old Seinfeld days. And I said, I've got to try this. So I did. I would order it again. It's
that
amazing.
Was a starter for you?
That was a starter, but they also had crab cakes, and I love crab cakes. So I'm thinking, well, which one should I get? Should I get the soup? Should I get the crab cakes? And guess what? I got them both. And I am so glad I did, because, we used to live in Maryland, and we know crab cakes, and this had to be the best crab cake that I have ever had. It was amazing. It was a lot of crab and not a lot of filler. It was really worth getting.
Isn't that something? And for your feedback to come from someone who knows where some of the best crab restaurants are on the east coast of the U.S., to say that this even topped all of those experiences is saying a lot for the chefs there at Eden and on the Celebrity Apex. But it was great that you didn't have to make a choice. They were very different, crab cakes and mulligatawny soup.
Oh, right.
But what a way to set up your dinner. And I went in the other direction, and I had their garden salad. And it wasn't just, here's some greens in a bowl. It was set up like a garden itself, with the way things were vertically presented on the plate, not just laying flat in a bowl or a plate. And it really looked like you were out in the garden peeling or picking some fresh vegetables and garden ingredients. And then the taste delivered right on the look of it. It was delicious. And then from there, we had some really nice entrees as well. I think you capped off the week in the beef department, and probably were really happy that you did.
Oh, I did. I did have their filet, which was amazing. You can see in the picture how perfectly done that was, and couldn't ask for a better ending with the restaurant. This meal was just perfect.
Right, and I wasn't ready for another steak. I'd had a lot of beef all during the week, so I went lighter. But they had many options. You could get chicken, you could get more vegetarian options. There was really quite a set of choices, and we still saved a little room for dessert because, again, it was the last night. We were going to have to go back to our stateroom and pack, and so we had to give ourselves one consolation of let's have one last dessert. And again, I don't think any disappointment from Eden. The desserts that we ordered were presented really well, and man, were they tasty.
Yeah, I think that pretty much held out for the entire meal, about the atmosphere of the restaurant, and then the food presentation, and then of course the taste of it was just amazing.
Right. So as we kind of sum up, the Celebrity Apex offered us such a variety of food options throughout the week, from the 4 main dining rooms to all the specialty restaurants that we participated in, and capping it off for us with that final dinner at Eden. And I really couldn't recommend the food anymore. We didn't have a bad meal, whether we were at the buffet or at a specialty restaurant, and the whole week was just really a food adventure as we were going along, and we had a lot of fun. It was well done.
It really was. And the Edge class ships have fantastic restaurants on them, and I think I'm going to go back, and when I do go back, Eden is certainly going to be on my list to go to.
Absolutely. So we ate our way around the ship and had good experiences throughout. About 1,400 people on the ship this week, on a ship that holds about 2,900.
Right.
So we're at about half capacity, maybe a little bit less. And so there were tables available. Specialty dining was not hard to come by this week.
No.
And the main dining rooms were not overly crowded. It was nice to see people there again.
Yes.
It wasn't like the less than 20%, kind of capacity sailings we've
Right.
been on early in the season. It's kind of fun to feel the energy and meet other people and see everybody. And it seemed like people were really enjoying the restaurants. So those are our dining reports in terms of major meals. When it came to lunches, we've enjoyed lunch at the Mast Grill, which is right near the pool.
Makes a great burger. And
we went there several times, without hesitation.
That was very good.
And we also certainly went to the Oceanview Cafe, and there every kind of station you can think of,
all kinds of
whether
variety
it's salads
over there.
or cheese plates, or if you want to go right for the ice cream, just go for it.
And you can do that. No, that's fine.
Some people definitely do.
Yep.
But I think whatever people's tastes are, they're finding an opportunity to explore something fun here on the Celebrity Apex. We sure did. If you found something helpful in this video, first I'd say the big recommendation is book the Celebrity Apex. You'll get to try all of them and give your report as well. But I hope you found some value in what we've shared from our experience here on Celebrity Apex. And if you have, we would encourage you to give this video a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, there is no obligation, and it's an opportunity for you to turn on notifications and hear about it right away every time we post a new episode to the channel. It also helps the channel a lot. It lets the YouTube algorithm know when we're posting new videos and gives it an idea of who to share it with that would enjoy it. And it's cruisers like you and me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. When you're ready to book your next celebrity cruise, please think of us, reach out. I'm Terry at Next Wave Cruising. All our contact information is below in the description for this video. You can reach out and we are happy to book you, your friends and family on your next celebrity cruise vacation, wherever the destination is that you may want to travel to, and on whichever ship you may want to travel, whether it's one of these beautiful Edge class ships or one of the more traditional, and in most cases renovated, gorgeous ships from the Millennium or Solstice class as well. So thanks. We are having a great time here in the outdoors on a sea day, just enjoying the water going by, and we hope you're having a great day as well. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye now.